In this video, I'm going to be giving you guys a step-by-step system of what it takes to actually double your demo rate for your B2B software company. Now, here on the screen, we have very quick processes, a very quick overview of how we do things. First of all, my name is Patrick Thomason. We actually help $1 million plus ARR B2B software companies with this specific system. It's called outbound infrastructure. I'm going to get into it. It doesn't really matter how many demos you're booking. You will be able to double your demo rate if this is used correctly. Now, I'm going to be giving you guys the overview of everything and detailed step-by-step processes. This is going to be the most value-packed video you watch on this subject. Nobody else is giving away this much value. Nobody else is giving away this much game. So let's hop straight into it. Now, essentially, this is the first thing we have to do is our go-to-market setup. Now, what we have to understand is that it really comes down to outlining who it's for when we're actually compiling these emails and doing these outbound messages. And we have to get extremely clear on not just who we're talking to, like ICP, that's very tip of the iceberg, but you have to methodically define your value proposition. So how do you do that? You have to go into more depth. You have to ask yourself these essential sales questions, and you're digging deeper with yourself and with your business. And for those of you guys wondering, it's exactly what we do for $1 million plus ARR B2B software companies who are looking to expand up market or land more, mid-market SMB clients. We dig deep on this, and then we guarantee them, whatever, it's 15 to 20 demos every single month with their dream upmarket prospects. That sounds interesting to you. You guys can book in a call right down below. But you have to ask yourself, okay, what's the big idea behind it? What problems does it solve? What are the unique selling points? Why should people buy it? What are the list of deliverables / outcomes that your product actually gives out, and how is the process you deliver it? What alternative solutions are not as effective? What are the benefits? And all of these little puzzle pieces intertwine together and sort of just like essentially assemble into your value proposition. And so understanding every single core competent area of your software, of who it's for, why it's for, like what's the consumer psychology behind people actually purchasing it and businesses actually utilizing it in their own company. What is that driving motivation factor, everything behind it? So we dig super deep. I actually care about your business when we partner with our software companies and these other software businesses. I actually care about it. Like, I care about you guys, and I care about learning your business, because I'm gonna be marketing for it for the next, 6-8 months, whatever it is. And so it's extremely important that we define the perfect customer profile after we figure out the value proposition. So this is all stuff you haven't exactly done at this depth, especially if you're doing outbound marketing or your SDRs or your team has been struggling with outbound marketing in the past. You probably haven't been doing this exact step-by-step process in the most methodical way possible. So you have to get into industry verticals, company sizes, company revenue, company location. Like, who exactly are we targeting? Where are they at? What's the most relevant job title? Are we reaching out to VP of sales? Are we reaching out to one of the senior account execs? Are we reaching out to VP of finance? What technology do they currently use? Some of our software partners say, hey, look, Patrick, I want you to market for our software. I want X amount of demos every single month with market prospects, but can you really factor in, if they use PeopleSoft as a software, or can you really factor in if they use this as a CRM? It's like, yes, there's different ways to go about that. But then again, this all goes into the same play of defining your perfect customer profile. What challenges are they facing? What should they be doing instead? What current challenges are relevant for the specific job titles. In other words, if we're reaching out to VP of sales, if their current pain point is having to lead a specific team to a certain objective, and then guess what? The person above them, whether it's their boss, whether it's the COO or whoever it is hollering at them because they're not hitting their metrics quarter by quarter. That's a stab in the back on them. And so a huge pain point for a VP of sales, you could say at a company or at a fintech company or something, is like, look, you want your team to perform well, but more importantly, you want to look like you're actually hitting the metrics. You want to stop lagging behind, and you want to be somebody of authority within the company. So all this kind of plays into, again, buyer psychology. An SDR or a VP of sales would love to get on the phone with you if you speak his or hers pain points, and you can articulate the value of your service, not as a deliverable, but as an outcome. And so that obviously all plays in the perfect customer profile. I hope this is making sense. I hope I'm not going too fast. Again, you guys can slow down. I talk at a decent rate, I would say. I don't talk extremely fast, but I want to make sure that I'm getting the most amount of words out and everything sounds streamlined. So feel free to go back, do what you got to do. Number 2 is technology setup. I purchase all of my domains and all my clients' domains on Porkbun. I just like it. It's been recommended for a while. And obviously Google Workspace. You want to make sure that you're going with Google Workspace. It is a little bit more expensive than other ones, but you're much more It's just much more certified and everything's a lot more clean. Upload those account lists to Smart Lead, things like that. Obviously, you purchase email domain instead of the workspace, and then you want to fully automate the outbound email campaigns. And so you can now book qualified demos with no ad spend. So if you were to essentially hire us to work with you as an extension of your team or as a replacement of a certain position, we would come in here and this is the first thing that we would do. We'd define your go-to-market setup. We'd handle all the technology setup for you. And then we move into the third stage. Now, this is where it gets really important. So you guys need to watch this section and forward as well. You have to map out your entire total addressable market. Now, here's where a lot of marketing agencies, here's where a lot of marketing firms go wrong. And I used to go wrong on this a lot as well. I used to map out the entire addressable market, the TAM for my customers or my software partners. And what I wouldn't do is I wouldn't segment it out by industries, personas, technology, company size, and pain points. I wouldn't do any segmentation. I would simply just say, okay, this is specific enough. What we're doing right now, the TAM is good enough. I'm set. And I would start blasting off cold emails, or I would start building out landing pages back in the day where they already had ads running towards them and they would flop essentially. And the reason being is because I wasn't creating a segmented list of demographics within the campaign. And so within the addressable market that your software serves, you have to get really down into it. So you have to understand what are the common pain points. List 3 of them. And at specific company sizes, what are those technology stacks? What are these specific CRMs? What are these specific day-to-day technology operations that an upmarket company that you're trying to target uses? What does that look like? Okay. And then what is a pain point that's associated with a C-suite executive or a senior director? There's so many different variations because there's so many different positions and so many different personas. And if you're not clear on it, you're pretty much screwed because guess what? If 3 out of the 5 things line up with that exact persona, but 2 out of the 5 just don't really hit the mark, your cold email might not go to spam, but it's getting completely ignored. In other words, if somebody sends me a cold email and says, "Hey, Patrick, noticed you're the founder at CMRR. I noticed you help software companies, scale acquisition and book in more demos and tap into the upmarket segment." Okay, it's all true. I'm completely following you. And in the next line, they say something like, "Would you like to book 15 more demos in the next 30 days, guaranteed or your money back?" That doesn't even apply to me. I don't book demos. I book alignment calls, but they didn't take that time to actually look into my business or use enough personalization to factor that in. And so right off the bat, I don't book demos, man. I book alignment calls, and then we book like trajectory calls. And so that's kind of what my sales cycle and sales process looks like. And so that would be an automatic no. So you have to make sure that you're targeting not only the correct industries, but you're speaking to the right job titles. You're talking to the right technology stack. You're asserting yourself with the right company size, whether it's SMB, enterprise, or upmarket. And then you're hitting the common pain point associated with those previous 4 attributes. This is extremely important. This is why cold email, everybody says, is dead. It's not. It's not necessarily getting more complicated, but it's getting a little more sophisticated. In my opinion, people that do the best job are going to be the ones who actually focus on quality and then speak to them in the most proper way. So write concise, highly relevant email scripts. We want to be able to clearly explain your product's value prop. Again, this goes back to number 1, we were focusing on earlier. And we want to be able to create essentially a no-brainer offer. So with that being said, we want to validate the person itself. The person who's reading your email is a person at the end of the day. I know you see them as a metric, as a dial, as a phone number, but they're an actual person. Like they have a heartbeat as well. And so when you're speaking to them, you have to act like you're talking to them face to face. Like right now, I can't see any of you guys watching this video. I have no clue who's watching this video. Could be my mom. I don't know, but I'm looking at a black box. But I have to act like you're a human because you are, even though I can't physically see you right now. So with that being said, we have to treat it the same exact way. So we have to create an interested prospect by giving out easy and soft CTAs, supporting social proof. Hey, we helped XYZ. In my cold outbounds that I do for Take Task, one of our clients who I've mentioned in previous videos, they're partnered with Shell. Shell is an enterprise partner. They're a 8.5-figure company, huge company. You best believe I utilize Shell in every single cold email that I send for Take Task. So that's another example. And last but not least, appointment setting process. Now, the biggest thing here is all of these functionalities have to rope into each other for them to actually work properly. In other words, if your go-to-market setup is really good, you have a really good value prop, you have a great customer profile, excuse me, and your technology stack looks perfect, domains are warmed up, but your targeting isn't it, the entire it's like Jenga. The entire like tower falls down. It's not going to work. Every single piece has to be locked in. And number 4, in my opinion, is the most important because you could do all the last 3 steps perfectly, but if you can't appointment set, if you don't get back to the prospects within 5 minutes, if you don't give the prospect a clear reason to jump on that demo call that's specifically tied to the pain point or said solution, you unfortunately have lost all of your progress. It's like you level up in a video game, you level up again and again and again, and you finally get to that last level or you finally get to that boss level and you completely fumble because, mind you, you did all the work leading up to it, but you just didn't execute on the last thing, which in my opinion is probably the easiest, but most important. And so what we found statistically do very well for our software partners is responding back less than 5 minutes. I personally don't do this, whether I have automations that do this or I have an actual outbound setter, a VA, inside of their LinkedIn account or inside of their inside of Smart Lead, who will actually respond back for said client within a 5-minute time frame. After that, we've seen drastic drop-offs in engagement. Everybody knows how this goes. And so when we book them in, we have to give them a clear reason to actually set up the demo call. So we have to tie it back. Hey, I'm going to give you the roadmap that's going to help you do X, Y, Z. I know you're struggling with this. I'm going to show you exactly how to fix this on this call utilizing X, Y, Z. And then we suggest a time. Hey, are you open Tuesday, 2 p.m. CST? Does that work for you? Most of the time, they will say yes, or they'll give you a hard no. And then from there, you can have that conversation. And then you can potentially ask, okay, well, what time works better for you? And they'll typically respond to you. It's better than just shooting over a calendar link because it's too many variables. And we want to reduce the amount of friction that we're actually giving our prospects. Hope this is all making sense. If you guys like this video, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Hopefully this is giving you guys some good game. The last thing, very quickly here, is making sure your prospect actually shows up to the appointment. I have calendar automations that bombard the crap out of you if you book in with me. So for a 15-minute alignment call, I have a calendar automation that's sent out automatically. Company website, 1-pager. Okay. Now I want to give you the most amount of information to pre-frame you in that window that I have before I lose you. Because let's be honest, last thing I want to do is book you on a call and then you no-show because I didn't bombard you with enough emails. I don't use texting or SMSs. I kind of stopped doing that a while ago, but I'll send one immediately when they book in, 10 hours after, I believe 5 hours, 2 hours, 1 hour, 30 minutes, something like that. And so you want to make sure that they actually confirm the time when they're in. Calendar has this built-in automation. You want to make sure that something in your email specifically states, hey, confirm the time right down below. That way we're both on the same page, okay? Send the prospect automated emails. Very, very, very simple. Appealing the reason to take the call, fast response time. You mix that with the clear reason of why the call is the next logical step. Mix that again with suggesting a time rather than just shooting them over a calendar link and sending them off in the woods. And then, that's obviously results in a high lead to booked call rate and a high show rate. So all of these different puzzle pieces together function to book more demos. If you want a double demo guarantee a month with upmarket segments, you want to expand it to the upmarket segment, or you simply just want to book more demos, book double the amount of demos you want guaranteed. I got that guaranteed for you guys. Again, first link right down below. It's a 15-minute alignment call. All I do is ask you a few questions. I want to get straight to the source of what's not going correct in your company. And then we'll set up another call showing you, breaking down an entire game plan and a kind of entire roadmap that's going to be a few months long. I'm going to show you and overview this entire process. That way things can become more stabilized with your software. So with that being said, this process does not take very long. I just want to be as methodical and as straightforward as possible. So with that being said, you guys go ahead and click the first link right down below. It's going to lead you to a 15-minute alignment call. If you're a B2B software company, specifically doing over $1 million in ARR, because we work closely with you. This is not a cheap service, and this is not a service that doesn't give you any results. I want to personally help you out. Hope this video helped. We cover all of this for you. Everything that I list inside the video is completely done for you. You sit back, you relax, you don't stress about your SDRs. We take care of it. We got the infrastructure. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.